I have a number of interesting questions from Bill Grosskopf, and let's just take on some of those right here. First off, how can you be sure you're not buying a house that sits on some fault or obscure fault? Let's say this. The faults that are known are available. They're available on your website, courtesy of the San Diego Association of Geologists. If you just Google SDAG and just scroll down a little bit, you will see an interactive map in color that lists the various faults. It shows their locations, and it's a great resource for somebody to look at. It's the most up-to-date resource that one could see. So please consult that. Google SDAG and look at their interactive fault map. Another question that's interesting is, they say for buildings on the ground here, you have to set back 50 feet from the fault. And the question is, Bill, is, well, why only 50 feet? That doesn't seem like it's far enough. Well, actually it is. This is called the Alquist-Priolo Act, and what they were trying to do was prevent having building foundations literally ruptured by the fault movement. And so 50 feet is enough to save the building from being directly ruptured. It's still shaken, but it's not physically ruptured. But let me also state here, let's go back to, say, the Northridge earthquake in 1994 or Loma Prieta in 1989. Each of those, the fault movement occurred 11 miles deep. 11 miles deep. When you're coming from that deep up to the surface, whether you're 50 feet away from the fault or a couple of miles away from the fault, fundamentally that's basically about the same thing, about the same distance of travel of the seismic waves, about the same amount and level of shaking. So the 50 feet number is actually a good one. It saves the building from being ruptured, but of course protection from the shaking is really going to be the same for everybody. When the Rose Canyon Fault moves here in town, all buildings will be shaken and will be tested.